climate change and climate action. What's your opinion? What's your perspective?
Yeah, climate change, it's something that is going on.
I haven't had anyone yet say it's a hoax.
It's real to me. We're in an era where you can find a lot of things on the internet and people can group together. You can find, I mean, birds aren't real.
I've heard that too, yeah.
Yeah, the birds aren't real.
Simulation, spying on people.
Yeah, there's government spies, man. They're charging on the power lines.
Hey, this podcast, I can tell you, I'm a conspiracy theorist, but I've always said yes, always one up me. So I'm learning too. But you're absolutely right. You can find anything to support your argument or counter argument anywhere with it. I think that I haven't had anyone say that climate change is not real. Sure, I'll get somebody, but everyone agrees it's a real thing that's happening.
Energy, you think we'd be sick? I'm running out of energy. See, we use that all for...
What up, world? This is Legrand, hip-hop artist, climate activist. Welcome to another episode of Keep That Same Green Energy podcast. As we always do, we ask our guests to introduce themselves. Yes, please introduce yourself.
All right, my name's Will Manning. I am a former track coach with Coach Ross here. Currently a corporate pilot and a whitewater kayaker.
Nice, man. So we like to, you talked about a little bit about our coaching experience, but give people a perspective of how we're connected. First impression, something funny. Obviously, it's the track coaching is kind of the connection, but you were also an athlete for me as well. So whichever you wanted to share.
Yeah, I think we met with you as my coach. I think that was around 10th grade. So long time ago. But I think your introduction kind of stuck with me. I was not one to like immediately trust coaches that came in. I don't know why, not a respect thing, just having to feel out somebody new. And I was a very dedicated athlete, as you know. So it was always kind of a new thing. But you definitely stuck out because I feel like you're not an easy person to pin down. Learning that you know multiple languages and you have an extensive vocabulary and this and that. I think you were a great figure to have at the head of the track team at the time.
Nice.
But yeah.
I appreciate that, man.
Yeah.
So, and this is the first time I'm hearing that, so I'm a little overwhelmed, but my first impression of Will is obviously his size, right? The first thing you say is like, oh my God. And like 10th grade, I'm like, wait. So the normal thing is people think, default to basketball.
Yeah, why is he on the track?
Why is he on the track? But as I said, committed athlete, his work ethic over the years, leads by example. So it's like coachable, just the perfect athlete you want with schools, with tools and genetics that you can work with to mold him into the best athlete. So I definitely appreciate, and I actually learned a lot from you, like even as an athlete and obviously bringing him on as a coach. Tremendous respect for his work ethic and his leadership style. We may not have always agreed on certain ways to lead, but what I hope you appreciate this too, is what I felt was like, let me let Will work within his strength. I could have certainly used the help with sprinters and stuff like that, and obviously we leaned on each other as we needed to. But there was an opportunity to really, even though he was fairly junior as a coach, it was really an opportunity to be hands off and just saying, hey, go forth and do it. Let me know if you get into some hurdles. And I think you did. I think you did an exceptional job.
I think the autonomy is critical for developing leadership or developing a leader. Is just saying like, yeah, I know you're going to make mistakes here or there, but I'm going to let you do that and let you learn from them and hope you learn from them. And yeah, it was an awesome experience.
I think the easiest decision for me as a coach was, you got a coachable athlete that ran for you. They know what he does. They know his work ethic. Like the credibility was already there.
Yeah.
Parents were a little bit like, oh, it's his first time coaching. Yeah, but he's been coaching indirectly as a leader on the team. Like it's kind of like when you have captains on the team, they're kind of like coaching, right? And you want to bring in somebody who's got credibility, who has already demonstrated, at that level, at that elite level, performing at that level. And so it was a no-brainer decision to me. But after having made some challenging decisions against the administration, I felt like that was the last one I could make. But it was still a good decision.
Yeah.
And obviously we had great results. All right, well, we had a little technical difficulty in the podcast, but wanted to pick up where we left off. And it was a discussion I posed to Will about either who had a greater comeback between Sydney McLaughlin and Sha'Carri Richardson, or your opinion of Tyreek Hill's speed. What do we think?
I think we're doing both.
Okay.
We're going to talk about both.
All right. Jump in.
Greater comeback. Sydney McLaughlin, I don't know if she's ever really had to come back.
And again, I'm basing it on when she was 16 at the Olympics or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and she didn't come in last, but
yeah,
obviously she didn't perform the way that they thought she would, but
yeah,
she seemed to come back.
Yeah, Sydney McLaughlin has become since that time, she's become an icon in the sport. Absolutely incredible athlete. Multiple world records among pretty stiff competition.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, I think she's fully arrived. It's her time to shine, and it doesn't look like she's going to go anywhere anytime soon either.
If she stays healthy, man, she's definitely the one to watch.
Yeah, we were saying
Sha'Carri is too. Definitely the one to watch.
I think Sha'Carri is. I think there's more to come from her. I'm excited to watch. There should be some awesome performances.
I think I saw something with
her confidence unflappable.
Yeah. Her speed, it's almost like that Carl Lewis speed, like at the second half of the sprint.
Yeah.
Like I think they clocked her like 39 miles per hour or something like that.
Turnovers like 29,
like 29, right? But just insanely fast in that second part of the the race.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing.
Yeah.
How well she does.
So relaxed.
Yeah.
In that final bit, it's incredible.
Real confident.
Yeah. And then Tyreek Hill. Could he beat Usain Bolt? Probably not. I don't think we're going to give him the benefit of the doubt there. I looked up a little bit. I did a little bit of research, right?
Okay. Came prepared. All right.
The fastest guys in the NFL, which Tyreek Hill I think was this past year, clocked top speed-wise 22, sometimes getting close to 23.
Okay.
And that's with pads on a football field, running a football play. But going all out, right?
Yeah.
That's not, Usain Bolt.
Yeah, he's not putting up
28 miles an hour, something like that. That's what track spikes on the track. We watched DK in that 100 meter.
Yeah.
I think it was a pro race.
Yep.
He was against good athletes. He ran a very, very good time. It's like 10.3, something like that.
Yep.
Pretty incredible. He's clocked in a very similar top speed to Tyreek Hill. And maybe Tyreek has more acceleration. Or maybe he has less top end. I don't know.
Listen, I was more focused on like just the greater comeback between the two, but you did some research. It's worth looking back into it just to see. But it's you can't deny he's got speed.
He's fast.
You can't deny he's fast. We asked all our guests about what's their definition of climate change and climate action. What's your opinion? What's your perspective?
Yeah, climate change is, it's something that is going on. And I think
it's real to you. I haven't had anyone say it's a hoax.
Yeah, it's real to me.
Okay.
I think we're in an era where there's a lot of, you can find a lot of things on the internet. And people can group together Like, you can find almost anyone who agrees with you. You can go on the internet and, there's
Just many people disagree.
just as many people disagree. Or you can find, birds aren't real. A lot of people.
Oh yeah, I've heard that too. Yeah.
Yeah, the birds aren't real.
Simulation.
Train.
The spying on people.
Yeah, they're just government spies, man. They're charging on the power lines.
Hey, listen. This podcast, I can tell you, I'm a self-proclaimed, conspiracy theorist, but I've always said yes, always one up me. So, so I'm learning too, and I appreciate it. But you're absolutely right. You can find anything to support your argument or counter argument anywhere on it. I think that I haven't had anyone say that climate change is not real. I'm sure I'll get somebody, but everyone agrees it's a real thing that's happening. And so on this podcast, Keep That Same Green Energy podcast, we just want to know, what is the one thing that you would commit to doing or continue to do, now to mitigate against fires?
Yeah, and I've got a few. I went metal straw for a while.
Okay.
And that was good. It made me feel good. The metal straw is nice.
Yep.
It was a nice metal straw.
And that means a lot.
Uh-huh. And then I lost the metal straw, but I still like straws. So I've been a perpetrator of the plastic straw for a minute now. And I'm gonna go no straws. Not going back to a metal straw. Don't need to go buy more stuff on Amazon or whatever. Yep. But I'm gonna try to cut down the single-use plastics.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna make a donation to my favorite nonprofit, American Whitewater.
Okay.
Tracker. They're doing the best stuff.
Absolutely.
They're getting rid of dams. They're protecting, stretches of river.
Okay.
That are important, not just for recreation, but for conservation. So
that's good. So you're doing a couple things. And again, at the Keep the Same Green Energy podcast, we just want folks to commit to at least do one thing. And as you get comfortable doing one thing, I know with the straws, I've got a few of them. I got a few of the metal straws. They're hard to keep up with. You can't bring them everywhere with you. But, that's all we ask, folks, is just keep that same green energy, keep it going, keep doing one thing or two things. And that's all we need you to do. So this is the segment of the podcast where we call it Spill Bars or Fill Jars. And the intent is to get our guests and even myself to be more vulnerable. We want to freestyle over the music that we created as a result of the song that you gave me, and I was able to flip. But we give our guests a choice. Do you want to spill bars or do you want to fill jars?
I'll fill the jars.
Okay, going to fill the jars. Hey, folks, there you have it. I appreciate my guest, Will Manning, for coming on board. I appreciate his commitment to continuing to do some climate action. It's a little warm out here, but we're going to cut to the spill bars or fill jars part of the podcast. And you'll see us soon.
Let's do it.
Salut.
What's up? We're keeping that same green energy. Coach Ross wanted some clarification on a couple of questions. The first one, Sha'Carri Richardson or Sydney McLaughlin, and who has the better comeback? And I don't think the comeback is fully complete for Sha'Carri Richardson. I think stuff happened when she made her first Olympic Games last year that she still has some things to prove. And I'm pretty excited to watch those things happen. It looks like unless something drastic happens, she's going to make it to the Olympics this year. And hopefully some great things to come. She already has a world championship win under her belt. Some pretty incredible times. So I think I'm excited to see what happens for her. Sydney McLaughlin is already probably one of the foremost, if not the best track athlete on the planet right now. I don't think anyone is doubting that her comeback is fully complete. We're in her era. It's her world. We're just living in it. On to the other. I chose The Champ by Ghostface Killah as a song that reminds me of my relationship with Coach Ross. And really the reason behind that is the vibe. Coach Ross and I coached together for quite a few years. He was also my coach for quite a few years. And every time you roll up to an event with Coach Ross, you feel like the champ. You may not have won anything yet, but he's a confidence inspiring guy. He was very inspiring for me from a leadership side and from an athlete's perspective as well. And knowing what I know now, I'm also very excited to watch him flip the song and see what he can do with it. Keep that same green energy, and we'll see.
What up, world? It's Legrand, coming to you live from the Keep That Same Green Energy podcast. Spill bars or fill jars. Let's go. Sure. You know I'm down with the boom bap, not the coon rap. You feel safe watching these apes till a baboon snaps. This is goon rap, but just as soon clap with bars to get baby rappers slump like a new nap. Run through bars like Fiona and lips pop. Mumble rappers do them like kids, they get their lips pop. Talking out your neck, I'm deadly like blacks to get shot by hit cops. Loose on your neck with a slip knot. Me, it's like riding a bike, but you can handle. I put your lights out like blowing on lit candles. I'm a arsonist, and let bars have it, I'm barbaric. Basically, I'm a bar savage. Face it, B, you don't wanna spar, your bar's average. Top gun with these bars, I'm like the bar's maverick. Go serve drinks, your bar's tender. Step to me in the cypher, let my bars end ya. I'm back like a young Thundercat. At any age, I look like I'm 10 years under that. Like Thor, I make the thunder clap. Who you think gave Zeus his thunderback? This guy. Ayy, the hyena, put the paws on him. If you don't know the Lord, you better call on him. Just know I got more bars than Bourbon Street and still rep 2-5 for the comfort of my suburban suite. Yeah, it's my turn to eat. These bars burn the beat. Rappers better earn your keep. If you're feeling froggy before you turn to leap, that mistake you have you resting in eternal sleep. I don't play with these young bulls that act like they're young wolves, but when they see me quickly turn to sheep, pulling the wool over like wool pullovers. I keep the heat on me in case I'm pulled over. I put the bull in bulldozer. No disclosure, not even your board knows ya. You're nobody. Keep that same green energy.
The energy, see we use an awful lot. Energy, you think we'd be sick, I'm running.